Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the Virus Edition, a.k.a. the Pandy Pods.
A.k.a. Two Jews, No Rod Carews.
A.k.a. the pods where the Randy goes into the couch.
You are actually part
I'm really
of the couch.
becoming a part of... Look at this. Like, if you just saw this, I'm just chilling out.
Couch Randy. Sam and Randy.
Sam and Randy evening.
All right, here we go. Let's get into it. When you're at home, guys, and you're not going out, you tend to shower less. That's fine.
What are you getting gussied up for?
There's no reason.
There's literally no point.
When you're going to just sit down and watch The Falcon and the Winter Snowman.
It's not the...
It is the Winter Snowman.
It's the Falcon and the Snowman was
a show. Are you into it? Are you watching it?
Yes, are you watching it?
I didn't like the first one.
It's good, man.
Does it get good?
It's good. It's different. It's not like fun. It's serious. It's good, man.
Boring.
I like it, and it's not boring. I liked it.
All right, I'll give it another shot.
You're gonna sit down and watch The Falcon and the Winter Soldier again,
or all 23 Marvel movies in chronological order. You don't
need to put product in your hair.
You don't have to shave
your beard, your legs, your armpits. None of them. Who's gonna see you? Nobody is.
People, let's be honest, they've really let themselves go over this past year.
And can you blame them?
But when you do take that shower,
when you do shave, when
you finally get dressed up,
even if it's just to go to like Costco, right, Jay?
Just to watch the Karens out in the wild
without masks on, yeah.
Feels good. Feels good to deep down in your loins when you get clean.
To get gussied up a little.
You feel like a better person.
You do.
You really, really do.
But what if you haven't done one grooming ritual for 30 years?
So you're predating the pandemic by like 28, 29 years.
Okay. And then you decide to finally do it.
Well, that's where we find ourselves in our next story. Get ready, folks, because we have so many questions.
So many questions.
After almost 30 years, Ayanna Williams has finally cut her fingernails.
Yeah.
To a nail biter, that's enough nails to feed them for life.
Do you ever hear the story of like the person who bit their nails and would chew their nails and swallow them, and then a giant ball
of the nails formed in their stomach? Okay. 30 years. We didn't have internet 30 years ago.
So she'd been growing nails pre-information superhighway.
That's when she started growing. 30 years is slightly longer than the gap between seasons of The Sopranos.
That's right.
That's 30
Game
years.
Game of Thrones, too.
To give you a sense. Williams from Houston, Texas, snagged the women's world record for longest fingernails.
So she can't even claim that shouldn't this be, I'm not saying that men and women are different. I'm not saying women have longer nails than men, but this feels like a record that a woman should hold over a man.
Or that the men and women should be allowed to be in the same category for
yes.
this one.
This should be anybody.
Of all categories in the Guinness book, there should be gender neutrality.
I think there should be gender neutrality in rock skipping too.
Agreed. In 2017, she set the record when her fingernails were 18 feet, 10.9 inches long, 576.4 centimeters.
18 feet!
That feels like a record that's not an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Some of the records are straight up accomplishments, like juggling or carrying stacks of stuff or skipping rocks, and some of them are literally the opposite of accomplishments.
World's longest fingernail is the accomplishment of not accomplishing something over a long period of time.
How do you celebrate a victory as hollow as achieving the world's longest fingernails?
You certainly can't crack open a beer.
You can't high five a friend.
You can't give your lover a back rub.
Can't do anything. But before Williams got them out cut over the weekend, she broke her previous record with her nails measuring a total of 24 feet, 7 inches.
She didn't break it, Jay. She busted it. 18 to 24 feet?
That's how long it was for 3 years. How hollow is that, though? You broke your own record.
You can't even throw it. You can throw it in your own face.
But you can't throw it in anyone else's face. That's the whole point of breaking a record.
Throw it in face.
I did it.
I'm better than you. What did she say? I'm better than me.
The fingernails on Williams' right hand measured 338.5 centimeters long, while the fingers on her left hand measured 395.05 centimeters, according to a press release on Fox News. Does anyone really care?
Oh, wait, her left hand was shorter than her right hand? What's the problem here? I don't know if I'm going to sleep tonight.
Is she going to write a book about it called Nailed It?
Or Pressing On?
Or Scratch That? We've
Scratch
given you the
that,
name.
I would
Scratch
read.
That is a good
I would
one.
read
Right.
Scratch That.
The nails will be put on display at a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum in Orlando, Florida.
By the way,
according to a press release.
You could make your own version of them.
Yeah.
And no one would know the difference.
There's nothing gross about that, by the way, putting them on display.
No.
Feels like the kind of thing that you could replicate.
That's what I said. You could replicate and no one would know.
Like
they could be on display there and here.
Like we only care how long they were. Like, show us the length of what.
Just show us a picture of her is better than the actual fingernails.
We don't need the actual fingernails.
So when I went to the EMP, or even when we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they do exhibits where you see like the clothing,
like how small Elvis's outfits were,
right? Like that stuff is cool. That to me is interesting to see
like that Prince's outfit could fit on my 12-year-old son,
right? Like,
and that's it.
Seeing that stuff is like the sweater that Kurt Cobain wore during the Unplugged performance. Okay,
it looks tiny.
So seeing that sweater, that is interesting to me. That
seeing
is really,
these nails.
Who cares?
Who cares? And think about a Florida Ripley's Believe It or Not.
This thing has got to be filled with the craziest stuff.
I mean, so much of Florida is already unbelievable.
How can you top it in an indoor museum?
Unless you've got the explosives that a guy and his uncle tried to embed in a python before they were suffocated by that python.
Or the oils from a massage parlor that Robert Kraft frequented that also was a child trafficking front.
Yes. Or the shaft of a golf club that was used by Tiger Woods' ex-wife to smash his car.
Or Coke balloons that burst inside of drug mules in 1980 Miami.
Right. Or the crab legs that Jameis Winston stole from the Tampa Bay Publix.
Are we coming up with a new museum here?
Florida's Ripley's Believe It or Not. Quote, it's going to be awesome, Williams told GWR.
All right.
Guinness
Let
World
us
Records.
determine that.
Like, she told Guinness World Records, like there's someone interviewing from that. It's going to be like a wax of myself, even though it's just my nails.
Oh, so it's going to be wax.
I wonder if the guy who holds the record for the most earwax would ask for a wax version of his earwax in the Ripley's Believe It or Not.
I would ask for all the earwax in his ear to be formed and shaped into a mannequin of himself.
That would be great. That would be amazing. She continued, I can't wait to see that. For real. I'm going to be grinning from ear to ear. Just really think about it. It's amazing. Can't wait to see it.
Would you?
You saw it for the last 30 years of your life.
All right, when we come back, we're going to continue more on this story with this crazy woman and the long ass nails. This is Club Country, the Virus Edition. Don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. May 22nd,
Live Dumb People Town.
It might be one of the last ones we do. We don't, in terms of like the live.
The Doughboys are with us.
We don't know yet. We may continue to do them, but we have to have interest from fans, and so we want you guys to come out to these shows. The Doughboys are one of the best podcasts that's out there, and Chris Thiele, who is incredible from Nickel Creek. And live from here.
So get your tickets at nowherecomedyclub.com or danielvankirk.com. You can get your tickets. Get them. We want to see you there and just have a great fun party on that Saturday, May 22nd. Going to be a blast. Okay. In a statement, in a press release, when we left,
Williams, the one with the longest fingernails, we can't wait to see her fingernails on display at Ripley's Believe It or Not in Orlando.
I love that this woman is giving a press release. Go ahead, Jay. What'd she say?
It's history for my kids and my grandkids. It's very exciting.
I'm excited for her and her grandkids.
But they could have also just seen pictures of their crazy grandma, and that
would have served history too. Okay.
According to GWR, Guinness World Records, Williams hasn't cut her nails for 28 years since the early 90s. Before she got them cut, she had to be very careful with certain tasks and was unable to do others, like washing dishes. So she didn't do washing dishes. So maybe she just
did
hates
this to
washing dishes
or to get out of chores
or putting sheets on the bed. I mean, come on. Those are, and by the way, those are a few hand-based jobs she couldn't do. I can imagine,
a man in her life not really being okay with how long these nails are.
With my movements, I have to be very careful, Williams told GWR ahead of her nail cutting. So usually in my mind, I'm already preparing for the next step that I have to do to make sure that I don't hurt myself with my nails or break them.
Or break them is really the most important thing.
Because she's going
That's
for
your identity. That's who you are. You don't want to break your identity.
I'm excited about cutting my nails because I look forward to new beginnings.
That must be a recent feeling.
I mean, she hasn't always looked forward to new beginnings because she's had these things growing for 30 years on her body.
And by the way, and far surpassed her record. Like she could have cut them when they were 19 feet long.
Yes. Painting her nails was also a huge task before she got them cut. According to GWR, it took several days and 3 to 4 bottles of nail polish.
That's really not that much, by the way.
In 2017, when she was first named the woman with the longest fingernails, it took 2 bottles of nail polish and 20 hours. Well, at least she was spending her time wisely.
20
hours!
I'll tell you what she wasn't doing.
hanging out with friends.
Or making the bed or washing the dishes.
All right. I've been growing my nails for a few decades now. I'm so ready for a new life. I love that she's treating it like she had no option.
Yeah, like that this was...
Oh, I'm so ready for a new life.
By the way, you're not Tina Turner, who just escaped your abusive husband. Like, you are...
You could have done this. You could have gotten out of this decades ago.
Right.
Williams got her fingernails cut at Trinity Vista Dermatology in Fort Worth, Texas, according to GWR, and they used an electric rotary tool. You know it's bad when they need to use a mini saw.
A Dremel.
A Dremel mini saw to cut your fingernails. You've gone too far.
She said she immediately felt relief in her knuckles and her thumb. Yeah.
Right.
Because, like, it's just weighing it. Can you imagine 18 feet of
I
nails?
wish there was a way she could have done this sooner in her life.
She could have.
What was stopping her? Oh, yeah. Her
ego.
With or without my nails, I will still be the queen.
Well, we'll be the judge of that.
Let's talk to Elizabeth and Latifah. I mean, she's the equalizer now, right?
I think so.
Aretha Franklin's estate, every gay man in the Castro. I think they're going to have something to say about whether you are the queen.
She said, my nails don't make me, I make my nails. And that is true.
Yes.
But you really couldn't. They really did have control over you because you probably wanted to cut them.
In a weird way.
They did make you. They did.
She does plan on growing out her nails again, just not quite as long as her record.
Okay, so she's learned her lesson.
She's like a length hoarder.
Yeah, exactly.
Although Williams already held the current women's record for the world's longest fingernails, the record holder for the woman with the world's longest fingernails ever is still Lee Redmond, whose fingernails reached 28 feet, 4.5 inches long in February 2008.
Wait, if she didn't have the longest fingernails ever, then what record did she set?
She set the longest female fingernails currently.
Okay.
By the way, it's not like Lee Redmond died 500 years ago. Lee Redmond set the 2008 record.
2009, or she lost.
So she lost her extremely long nails in 2009 after a car accident in Spain.
At least she lost her nails with dignity.
She's like a cuticle matador. But
that's
seriously,
right.
So she didn't even have the longest fingernails of all time.
Right.
She got beat by another woman in this millennium.
You just had the longest fingernails
currently, right
today,
now.
And you don't even have them anymore. This is crazy.
This is a weird thing to hang your hat on. Is
weird
your
thing to hang your nails on. All right, guys, that is the show. That is how we do it. We bring you the crazy stories to give you a little fun and a breath in this crazy world that we live in. Guys, stay connected, stay protected, don't get infected.
This is not a hoax.
But we've got the jokes. We want you to get vaccinated, wear a mask. I'll blend into the couch a little more. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow. La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da. La-ti-da-da.